In just his third NFL season, Jaxon Smith-Njigba is already playing like a seasoned vet and is ascending as a superstar receiving weapon in the league. Coming out of Ohio State as a primary slot receiver, he was mainly utilized there through his first 2 seasons in Seattle, with DK Metcalf as the primary outside threat for the Seahawks. Coming off of his first career 1,000-yard season in year 2, there was a lot of uncertainty surrounding the Seahawks offense with the departures of both quarterback Geno Smith to the Raiders and DK Metcalf to the Steelers. Some analysts questioned if JSN would be able to win as a primary outside receiver in this offense with new quarterback Sam Darnold now at the reins. After just the first 7 weeks of this season, JSN has removed any lingering doubt as he hasn't just won on the outside this season, he has dominated. Through the first 7 weeks of the 2025 season, JSN has 50 receptions, which is top 5 in the NFL, 819 receiving yards, good for first in the league, and putting him at over 16 yards per reception, and has 4 receiving touchdowns to boot. Most impressively, as I've mentioned, has been the shift in his deployment this season, as he was lined up just over 75% of the time in the slot in 2024, while this year he spent nearly 78% of his snaps at an outside alignment. Crisp route running, elite body control and ball tracking, dynamic run after the catch ability, and a willing blocker in the run game, Jaxon Smith-Njigba is staking his claim to be regarded amongst the elite receivers in the NFL today. JSN and Sam Darnold have had a great connection so far this year in Seattle, and this play is a great example of that. JSN is going to be lined up here in the slot, and we're going to get a sail concept to the front side with drive to the backside. So what that ends up looking like is Torrey Horton is going to be running kind of a deep, kind of clear out post route. You're going to get Cooper Kupp running a backside dig. The tight end here is going to kind of be running the check down, flat route. Charbonnet is going to have a play fake and then come out, kind of run an in route that would typically be a drag in drive. And JSN is going to have this sail route here to the bottom of the screen. Now, what is most impressive about this for me is 2 things in particular. One, is the way that JSN actually gets into this route. So as a part of the run fake, you're going to see, and I'll try to pause it here, he actually engages this nickel corner. And what this does is, again, it forces him to take his eyes off of Sam Darnold. Again, this is zone coverage, so he's looking to be reading the eyes of the quarterback. Instead, he has to be looking at JSN here. He thinks he's getting prepared for a run fit. What that also does is allow JSN to keep his outside leverage here for, again, what's going to be that out-breaking sail route. Now, once he's able to do that, engages, gets off, he has open space here for this sail route. Now, sail routes can be run flat, can kind of turn into more of a corner route. But what Sam Darnold sees is this deep safety already has his back turned. Torrey Horton is running that kind of clear out post route. So Darnold sees there is a lot of green grass to throw into here. And so what he does is trust that he has an elite guy in JSN who has the body control to be able to make these types of adjustments to balls. And he throws him open, throws him up the field. JSN is able to turn his head around, catches it, picks up a couple additional yards on the play. And again, I'll let that run one more time so that you can kind of see it all in its entirety. But comes in, fakes the run fit, gets out. Darnold throws him up into space. He's able to contort around. Big time pickup there on 1st and 10 to get them into the red zone. Jaxon also does a great job of running very quarterback-friendly routes. Now, what do I mean by that? In this particular play here in this 49ers game, he's going to inside release on this flat defender. This ends up being cover 3 with this safety kind of favoring the passing strength. So there's going to be a nice window here between this deep third and these underneath linebackers to try to fit in this dig route that he's going to try to get in here. He's going to inside release here, get to his depth, and you're going to see him kind of throttle down just slightly, which extends the window for Darnold to be able to throw into with a post route kind of coming over the top on the backside where he's able to get a big-time completion in here. This is in 2-minute drill. There's 40 seconds left here on the clock in the first half. This is a big-time hookup early on the drive here for Seattle, and I'll let this run. This release is beautiful. You'll see those first steps are outside, immediately gets inside of the flat defender, gets to his depth, cuts it inside, slows down the leverage, picks up the catch, and they're nearly to midfield off of just the second play of this drive. And again, I'll run it back here, and I hope, it's pretty evident on the tape, but you can kind of watch him throttle down at the top of his brake ever so slightly to extend that window, picks up the catch and turns the gas back on, gets to nearly the 50-yard line. A big pickup in a 2-minute situation. This next play late in the game against Arizona is a great example of even more of the elite body control that JSN possesses. He's going to be lined up one-on-one here on the bottom of the screen, and this is just a beautifully thrown back shoulder fade by Sam Darnold, and just great body control by JSN as he's able to contort back for the ball. Beautifully thrown, well executed at a critical part of the game. 23 seconds left in the game, and this helps to set up what was the game-winning field goal for the Seahawks in this one. So again, going to let it run one more time. But just great body control, able to high point the ball, not give the corner a chance, and has the wherewithal to get out of bounds. There's that crafty veteran type of stuff that JSN has been showcasing all season. Another play here showcasing his elite route running. This one is going to be from their Monday night game against the Texans, and he's going to be matched up against Derek Stingley here, who I consider to be one of the best corners in the NFL. And at the top of his route, he does such a great job of faking out and back in to create that leverage that he needs to cross face and give Darnold a window to throw into for this touchdown pass. Now I'm going to pause it, try to get it at the top of his route to showcase this as best as I can. But JSN is there at the bottom of the screen. You get motion from Kenneth Walker out of the backfield. At the top of this route, out, gets that one step from Stingley, and that's all he needs to cross face, get into the window, goes up, makes the grab, slams it, bends the upright, gets a touchdown. They were having a big one there in Seattle on Monday night. But again, this is just really, really clean route running from JSN, a great understanding of where the gaps in the zones are, most importantly, how to get to the leverage that he needs very efficiently, not a lot of wasted movement. Deserves the dunk after a big-time catch like that on prime time. JSN's release bag is very deep, and he uses that to full effect on this rep against Ramsey here on the top of the screen. What he's going to do is going to kind of intentionally almost false step to get Ramsey to slide just a bit. He then attacks the space that he uses to create there, comes up, and is going to be running a dig route where he leans into Ramsey for additional leverage and creates a nice window there for Sam Darnold to throw into. So I'm going to try to pause it step by step to try to maybe make it as visible as possible. It might be hard to see. But that first step there, you see, kind of looks like it's pressing him out here this way, causes Ramsey to react the same exact way. And then if I run it for another beat here, now immediately JSN is working up the field, and now he's given himself that leverage he needs for that in-breaking route. Then at the top of the route, leans into Jalen Ramsey even more, which is going to give him some leverage to be able to push off into the break of his route here at the top. Darnold puts the ball right where it needs to be, and very, very close to breaking that tackle, and that could be big-time run-after-catch opportunity for JSN. But again, just really, really crafty at utilizing the leverage both in the release, again, that shimmy just to get that space, leans, gets the separation, big time hookup again between Darnold and JSN. This next play is one of JSN's best catches all year, and it comes from the Tampa Bay game. He's going to be lined up here at the top against this corner, and he's going to get man coverage. Now he's going to do similar type of technique like we saw with Jalen Ramsey, where he's going to kind of shimmy to get the corner flat-footed and use that to get the outside release that he needs on this out route. Now, it's not the best thrown ball. It's definitely behind him, but JSN makes a great adjustment to it for Sam Darnold, is able to complete this big hookup on third down here in the fourth quarter. Gets it, ball comes behind him, still able to get both feet down. Now it'll be even easier to see from the end zone copy, so I'll fast forward to that and let this run here. But it's a great adjustment to the ball, able to hold on to it despite some of the contact there and come down with it. Again, this is 3rd and 5 early in the fourth quarter in a tight shootout against Tampa Bay. Big time catch from a big time receiver. The last few plays I want to show here are all deep bombs between Darnold and JSN. I think he's been one of the most underrated deep ball receivers in the NFL. Has some of the best ball tracking I've seen this year. This first one here against the San Francisco 49ers, he's going to be lined up on the bottom of the screen, and he's going to be running an out and up, where he's going to be looking to press into the receiver, sell the out route really quickly, and turn that back into a go route. Now, again, just watch how similarly this looks to some of the routes we've showcased where he's forced that outside release and looked to lean in for the leverage. So gets outside, leans in, sells the out route there, and that little step that he's taking is just enough. You hear the saying, if he's even, he's leaving, and he's just too close to be able to catch up to JSN once he gets out of this break, and he's going to be able to separate. Darnold throws an absolute dime. The ball is in the bucket, but this is late in the fourth quarter against the 49ers. Was a big-time pickup for JSN and Sam Darnold. So, again, wanted to run that one more time. So, again, you can just see how clean the out and up is. That little stutter is enough to just get behind the corner, gives Darnold a great window to throw into, and he puts it right in the bucket. Now back to the Steelers game. He's going to be matched up here on the bottom of the screen against Jalen Ramsey. And you're going to get heavy play action here with Seattle. And JSN is going to be running a deep post route. Now what's most impressive about this route for me is he does and waits as long as possible to step on Jalen Ramsey's toes. Think he's running vertical at him before he breaks into that post route. And I'll try to showcase this here on the tape. But he's going full speed, still running straight at Ramsey. You see Ramsey now starting to open up. Just now is starting to get into his break. So again, you want to try to run at defensive backs' toes. What that means is like running right up to them as close as you can before getting into your break. It gives them the hardest time to be able to track any type of in or out breaking route. And again, in this particular instance, it's going to be that in breaking post. He gets inside Jalen Ramsey. It's another good thrown ball by Darnold. Could be better, but good enough. Again, because of the leverage that JSN creates with his route running. And that's a big 40-plus yard hookup. The ball tracking on this play is phenomenal. You're going to get more heavy play action from Seattle here, even with the tight end motioning across to help sell the run fake even more. And you're going to get switch release vertical routes here. So Cooper Kupp is going to be in the slot, runs the outside vertical. JSN comes up in the inside seam. And the way that he's able to track this ball over his eyes, and again, it's not the prettiest thrown deep ball, but he just does a great job of having late hands and tracking the ball over his shoulder to be able to bring this one in. And I'll let this run. Again, you get the inside release vertical. Ball is in the air by Darnold. Again, he's still tracking it over his shoulder, and is able to haul it in with the safety type kind of draped all over him. It's Antoine Winfield, one of the better safeties in the league. And it's just too easy for a guy like JSN who has the type of ball tracking and body control that he does. Again, it's not the greatest thrown ball by Darnold, but it's good enough. And when you have a receiver who's playing as well as JSN, one-on-one is not a fair matchup. Now, I feel like the last couple plays I've shown have been not the best passes from Sam Darnold. So the last one I want to showcase is when the pass is perfect, how beautiful the hookup between these two are. You're going to get a deep post route here run by JSN at the top of the screen. The Jags are in cover 3. So you're going to get 3 deep zones here. This safety is going to heavily be favoring this side of the field, both because of the ball placement and because of the strength of the passing formation once this tight end completes his motion over. It's going to be heavy play action, as you've seen on a lot of these deep shots already. But just look at the speed at which JSN splits the outside and middle field safety, and the beauty of this deep throw by Sam Darnold. It's absolutely right in the bucket, in stride, 61-yard touchdown. These two are playing some of the best football in the NFL this year. There might not be a better deep game hookup going right now. JSN is playing unbelievable. After beating the Texans on Monday Night Football, the Seahawks now sit at 5-2 along with the 49ers and the Rams in the NFC West. They would not be in this position without JSN's stellar play and the great connection between him and Sam Darnold so far this season. JSN has clearly ascended into that next tier of receiver with, again, elite route running, great ball tracking skills, and just crafty veteran stuff that you don't typically see from a guy this early on in his career in the NFL. Let me know what you think about JSN. Let me know what you think about the Seahawks as a whole. If you liked this film breakdown and this type of content, please consider dropping a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss another upload. If you like long-form content for writing purposes, again, I'm thinking like mock drafts, scouting reports for college football prospects, my Substack will be in the description. That will continue to be uploaded to on a semi-regular basis. And then as we get closer towards the end of the season and the mock drafts start to heat up, I'll be dropping a lot more frequently there. So please consider subscribing to the Substack as well. As always, I appreciate you, and I'm out.